Hey, I'm InTheLittleWood, also known as Martin. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the quietest tilted towers you will ever see in your life. So right now, I'm inside of the brand new Playground limited time mode, which I'm fairly certain is going to stay as a permanent mode, just so you're aware of that. I just think this has a lot of applications. So this is meant to be a playground for testing out how to build, or practicing shooting, or I guess even for shooting short films or music videos and stuff like that. And I think it just has so many applications that it will become a permanent mode inside of Fortnite, because I think every single type of creator or every even type of player can actually benefit from it in some kind of way. So let me talk you through what happens inside of this game mode. So you queue up with 3 other people maximum, and I think at the moment it is limited to just the 4 of you, like a single squad to come in, which is a shame, because obviously if you wanted to shoot, like, I don't know, an army scene or something, or like a big war or a battle, you are kind of limited to just your set squad. Hopefully in the future we get private matchmaking combined with this mode, and that would be phenomenal. That would be really, really cool. But inside of this game mode is a 100% chance of finding all chests and all ammo crates. Every single one of them will spawn. On top of that, instead of 3 loot llamas as you would normally find, you can already see 2 of them over there. There are basically 3 inside, sorry, there are 100 inside of every single mode. As well as that, gathering materials is better than ever. So look, when you break in this right now, I just got 310 wood for 1 tree. They really want you to like play around with the materials and test your building and all that sort of stuff. It's really exciting. And on that topic, remember how before you could edit a wall and then you could look straight through it temporarily? Well, you can't. It just puts up this big grey opaque thing where you just can't see through it. Doesn't matter which design you do, doesn't matter if you do a door, whatever, you now can't see through the walls, which I personally don't mind at all, actually. I actually think that's completely fine. Now, the next thing I think is a general Fortnite update, but I haven't had a chance to show you just yet. So if I was to come here and place a marker down just there, oh, it doesn't do it. So it must be on the initial flying that it does that. So when you're initially flying into the map, everybody, and you place down a marker now, it actually does a huge column of light, similarly to like Royale, I guess. And I think that's just a really, really solid idea. Really, really nice one. Let me see if I can get our friend to kill us as well. So this game mode lasts for an hour, by the way. So it's 55 minutes that this mode will last for. And then in the remaining 5 minutes of the hour, it will basically go ahead and make the storm start closing in. If you die to the storm, you don't respawn, but if you die to another player during the course of the hour, then you're completely fine. And look at this bad boy. They've actually thrown in a slightly smaller structure inside of Tilted Towers. They've actually gone ahead and begun replacing it, which is really interesting. I do want to get myself upstairs real quick as well, because did I just see like a beam of blue light? I feel like I did. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, so it's a lot fainter than it normally is, but when you're flying down, that was a lot more visible. Let me see if I can get our friend over here to kill us. Hey. Oh, he's got the dual pistols. Look at you rocking with the new one. Kill me. No, 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 no. Kill me, kill me. I think he'll get the hint. He did it to me before. That's it. Hey, go on, kill me. Come on, keep going, keep going. Yes, I agree. Kill me. There we go. There you are. Those pistols actually shred for a lot of damage, actually. So there you go. Respawning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you basically get taken up to the top of the map, and you will come down exactly where you died, which is brilliant. Or you can fly off elsewhere. Now, what's really interesting is you can now see the column of light. See what I was talking about? It was a very big, blatant thing, which I thought was really, really cool. Now, the last thing I want to check before we go into the big bulk of the patch notes is I want to bring us all the way over here and have a little look at the shopping carts, because I think that'll be really fun. Right, are you ready for this? So apparently now when you get some sweet airtime, it lets you know about it in the kill feed. Whoa, dude, look at it go. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Maybe it won't work inside of the playground mode, but supposedly now when you get enough airtime or enough like jump distance, it actually lets people in the chat know about it. Oh no, there you go, nailed a landing, airtime 1.7 seconds. Interesting. Oh wait, yeah. Oh, not quite. 1.2 seconds. And not so much that time either. Okay. Next up, I want to go and see if the missile is actually inside of the tower over here, inside of the villain base. Because from what I saw of, like, the leaked map, and it seems to be matching this one right here as well, it seems like the missile is going to be gone, which means that week 9 is going to be very, very interesting for Fortnite, and it's bound to be an explosive finish for the end of the season in week 10. So let's have a little looky right here. So normally, there's a big old missile at the top here. This feels a lot taller than I remember it being. It's probably exactly the same, but I just don't often build up to it. Oh, man, I ran out of materials just at the right time there. Okay, let's have a little look then. So, in the tibbity top, what do we got? No, the missile is still there. Interesting. There's no timer on there either, so that hasn't begun just yet. Maybe that change will come into effect then on Thursday when the challenges release, and of course with that, potentially a week 9 wallpaper to continue the blockbuster story. What happens if I kill myself to fall damage? Let's see. So I'll die there, and then I'm assuming I just respawn above myself, because the final place I want to visit right now is actually over at the Dusty Divot, because that is the other map change that we saw. And yeah, I guess you can even kind of see it from here, to be honest. It just looks like more and more and more trees are spawning inside of the area. So the final thing that I want to check in regards to the playground mode is if I were to leave the playground mode and go ahead and have a look at the replay area, I'm just very, very hopeful that you can actually watch these replays. So replays, please, please, please work. Come on. Yeah, get rid of all the old ones, out-of-date ones. Nice, so it is actually there. Cool. So for the rest of today's video, I'm just going to throw up some gameplay from a previous match that I had. It was a pretty disgusting 10 kill victory that I got inside of the previous version. But let's go through the entirety of the patch notes for 4.5 because these are long. There's a lot of stuff that's changed and there's a lot of stuff that you definitely need to know about to keep up with the meta and the trends of Fortnite. So first and foremost, don't be confused that a new item has been added into the game. They've gone ahead and, as they always seem to do occasionally with the grenade launcher, they've actually restyled it to become a fireworks launcher just for a limited time. I think this is all based around the 4th of July because they've got this skin which is going to be coming out soon, which obviously again is going to be themed around that holiday. Now the next one, I didn't even realise wasn't inside of the game, or I didn't realise it was a potential bug, but it says weapon damage to structures now correctly scales with rarity. So for example, if you have a epic minigun and you're blasting away at a base, it seems like according to this, it would do the same amount as if you had an epic one previously. Very strange. But anyway, so it says now that shotgun damage to structures has also been reduced by 50% for the pump shotgun and 25% for both the tactical and the heavy shotgun. I'm not entirely sure why. They're not exactly building shredders, are they? It's just if you're in a build battle and someone's on top of you, having a shotgun was a really nice way of quickly getting rid of a newly placed ceiling or floor that had just been placed above you. So, again, not sure what they're going for here. Now, this next one is going to take a little bit of experimenting to kind of figure out exactly to what extent this works. But the following reads, explosions now damage all structures within range, whether or not they are visible from the explosion center. So, for example, if you're in a 1x1 box, so you've got 4 walls around you, maybe even a staircase in the middle, if somebody were to throw a C4 on the outside wall of it, so not in the top, but on one of the external walls, I think previously it would only do damage to that one specific wall, and any others that could physically see it if you'd built outside of that as well. Now it seems though that it will actually do almost like a sphere, like an orb blast of damage. So the staircase on the inside would go. I would assume the 2 walls that are, you know, parallel from it would also go, and you might just be left with the one singular back wall, which is great because that means that now if somebody's in one of those 1x1 towers, the noob towers, you could probably get rid of it with 1 C4, maybe a second. They've made a couple of tweaks to the SMG and the silenced SMG. I'm not going to go into them too much. I'll just leave it on the screen for you to see right now. And as well as that, shotgun ammo has now been dropped from 5 in a stack to 4 in a stack. Now, I've seen a ton of you in the comment section of my weekly challenge videos saying that it's been really frustrating getting some of these, particularly things like sniper shots and this, that, and the other, because you'll either be in like 20v20 mode or you'll be in squads or even duos, and you'll down an enemy with, say, the sniper rifle, but you won't actually get granted the quest. You have to actually finish them off with the additional shot in order to receive the point. But Epic are being good eggs and they're saying, no, 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 no. If you down an enemy now with the correct weapon, the quest progress will be given. Now, this next one's quite interesting. I think this is supposed to be a quality of life update, but it'll be interesting to see how it actually functions, and the way people have gotten used to Fortnite functioning, it might pull the rug from under them ever so slightly. So it says, in build mode, walls will now try to build at a closer location when placement is blocked due to lack of structural integrity or structural support. It says that stairs, floors, and roofs are affected. By that, I think it means that if you were stood in front of an object that you can't build on or through or in, it will actually try and bring it as close as it can to the next physical tile, which might be a little bit jarring. You might suddenly just have this huge thing in front of you that you weren't expecting, but I think ultimately this should be a good thing. It should be the game will function as it's intended to. I never even knew this was a thing. Auto open doors no longer functions while in down but not out state. I feel like this is a console specific thing, at least I think it is. I've never once crawled into a doorway inside of Fortnite on PC and had the door open for me. It goes, oh, hello down there, sir. What's that? You've been downed? Come on in! So before we move on to the performance aspects of this update, let's talk about a few of the bug fixes. Given that there's a big emphasis on the football right now, given that the World Cup is going on, we've got all the skins in, we have an entire new arena for it, there's more people than ever playing with the soccer balls inside of Fortnite. So they've actually gone ahead and smoothed out the location like coding when you're under different network conditions inside of the game. Let's move on to audio. The things that you hear inside of Fortnite can be very important about knowing where the players are. So the first one right here says they've changed the enemy building audio. Friendly building audio stays the same. I genuinely didn't realize they were any different. Completely honestly, I didn't know. But apparently they've increased the volume of enemy building audio, and they've also increased the range of it by 2 whole tiles. So if you're up there in your huge old stronghold and somebody's making a staircase up towards you, you're going to know about it a little sooner. Now it's time for some quality of life user interface settings. So first and foremost, if you're inside of a shopping cart, whether you're on the back or the front, and you have another ally which is doing the opposite of you, it will now actually get rid of the switch seat icon. That won't be part of the control HUD anymore. I quite like this one. So apparently the mini-map when you're on the starter island didn't used to draw out the entirety of the map and also the bus path either. It now actually does both of those. This next one I think is a really handy thing for content creators, so I can't say thank you enough to Epic for this. You can now manually change the output device that the voice comms comes through. So if you're live streaming and still want to communicate with your team, but you don't want your audience to hear what they could potentially say, because that can be a little bit risky, there's now a divide for that, which is great. Other than that, you can also now record videos and have all the gameplay, but you don't necessarily have to have the team comms in, because again, you don't know what they're going to say, it might ruin your whole video. That's such a good feature. It is time to doodle some arts and animations. And by that I mean we've got a few more back blings. And this kind of annoys me because this is old skins that are now being granted back blings, and it might have been ones that you would want to buy previously. Now this annoys me just ever so slightly, simply because they've done this with a couple of skins now where the skins have come out, they've been and gone, and that's it. You can't get them again for a little while, and then they just all of a sudden out of nowhere go, oh yeah, that one can have a back bling, sure. So they've gone ahead and given a back bling to the Battle Hound outfit, as well as the Ventura and the Venturion outfits. Now, those are 3 skins that probably can come back into rotation at any given point, and I reckon now that they have back blings, they will, but it's still just a little bit of an annoyance. I feel like the back bling system has been in long enough now where they should say yep or nope. When a skin is made, it will or won't have one, period. So there we go, everybody. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I feel like I've covered all of the major points that I wanted to. I skimmed over a couple, but they weren't necessarily important to talking about the general makeup right now and how the game is changing for Fortnite, whether it comes to meta, you know, building, all this sort of stuff. I want to know in the comment section below what you think to all of this. Do you think that it's fair that Epic are trying to lower the skill gap between skilled players and non-skilled players to try and help the more casual players get along? Or do you think the game should be left untouched and they should just focus on rewarding players that are of a high skill cap? Keep an eye on the channel for later on today when I've got a video going up on the dual pistols. They've just been added in. They are the epic and legendary variants of the pistols. And as well as that, I've got a brand new rap track which is coming out in the next week or two to see out the end of Season 4 and to recap everything that's gone down in the last 10 weeks. As always, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you watched this far, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.